Hello everyone. Let's talk about something that's super common today. Feeling like you're not achieving enough or not moving fast enough. We live in a world where everything is instantaneous, where we can get an answer to almost any question with the tap of our fingers. With all this fast paced tech, it's easy to forget something important, and a very important one. We often overestimate what we can do in a year, 6 months, a month, and grossly underestimate what we can achieve in 2 to 3 decades. Let's break it down for a second. The pressure to achieve big things, to make it in a year, it's everywhere. You see a YouTube star blowing up overnight or someone hitting that crazy milestone on social media, and you think, why am I not there yet? But here's the thing, that 1 year might not be enough to reach the level of success you are chasing. And that's okay. The bigger truth is, if you are consistent, if you are patient, and if you keep on learning, 2 to 3 decades down the road, the possibilities are endless. Think of the future you as someone who's built a legacy, someone who has stuck it out when others quit. To help you make that shift in the mindset, I want to give you 3 things to keep in mind that will help you move from feeling stuck in the now to be excited about the future. Let's break it down further. Think in terms of compounding growth. What does this mean? It means that little things that you do on a daily basis add up over time. We often underestimate how much progress we can make in a few years when we focus on consistent effort. Have you heard of Warren Buffett? He talks about compounding interest, how small gains made over time become massive. That's true, and not just for money, but for skill building, personal growth, becoming an impactful personality. The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is stop digging. So stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle, and instead ask yourself, what small thing can I do today that will help me in the long run, the long game of life? Second, embrace the power of delayed gratification. I don't know whether that word makes sense. Embracing the power of delayed gratification, that's a big deal, especially in the world of instant everything, from TikTok videos, from Reels, from Instagram, to the instant gratification of likes. It is easy to fall into the trap of wanting everything, and that too now. But if you embrace the concept of waiting for the long-term rewards, you're playing the game differently. Don't confuse what you want now with what you want the most. Just because that's not happening overnight doesn't mean that is not going to happen. Trust me, if you work at something day after day, year after year, you'll surprise yourself with what you can accomplish in decades. Look at someone like Elon Musk. He didn't become a billionaire overnight. He built companies that are now changing the world, but it took years, decades. Really. His early days of business were full of mistakes, setbacks, risks. But his vision for the future kept him going. That's the mindset we need. Patience, persistence, and a belief in long-term results. Very important one. Fail forward and learn. Listen. Failure isn't the enemy. It's the best teacher you'll ever have. I know it's not easy, but every time you fail and pick yourself up, you learn something new. You get stronger, smarter, and more resilient. People are always talking about success, but success without failure isn't real success. Think of it like this: every successful entrepreneur, artist, athlete you admire has faced rejection, criticism, failure. They just didn't give up. It's not about how many times you fail, it's about how many times you get back up. Sometimes people who win are the people who refuse to quit. Take the example of someone like Billie Eilish, who at just 23 is already a global icon. But she started her career at a very young age and it wasn't all smooth sailing. She had to figure out who she was as an artist, struggle with her mental health, and push through doubt. If she had given up 1 or 2 years tough, she wouldn't be where she is today. So here's my message: don't be hard on yourself. You don't need to have it figured out now. Don't compare your timeline to someone else's. Instead, focus on your growth. Embrace the journey and remember that the most powerful thing you can do for yourself and your future is to keep going, no matter how slow the progress may seem. As Steve Jobs once said, your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. So take a breath. Trust the process. You've got decades ahead of you. And trust me, the best is yet to come. Thank you.